Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So for today, I'm going to be doing a book unhaul, so if you guys are excited, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. First off, I just wanted to do a little disclaimer and let you all know that I am not making this video to bash on authors who wrote these books or people who even enjoyed these books. I am simply making it because some of these I have duplicates of, or it just simply did not work out for me. Or the last thing is that some of these books have been on my TBR for a very long time, and I feel like my taste in books have definitely changed over time, and I feel like I'm just not going to read it. So I am just going to be donating all of these books to little free libraries around my area and hopefully finding them new homes and people that will enjoy these books. I wanted to start off with some of the books that I have duplicates of because they came to me damaged, whether it was the actual book or there's just missing pages. So the first book that I have is Things We Never Got Over, and it's actually like on my bookshelf. You guys can't see it, but I have a duplicate of this. This book follows Knox and Naomi. It is the first book in the Knock 'Em Out series, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed this book, but there are like mixed reviews as well since it is a grumpy sunshine trope, and I know some people don't like that. And I've heard like people don't really care for the main guy character in this book, but I'm still like super excited to read it because I've heard a lot of good things about it as well. The next book is Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, and this one is another damaged book, and I know this series is super duper popular, especially on Booktok. I know a lot of people really enjoy this series, but at the same time, it is a very controversial series as well because I know it's very like toxic and similar to Gossip Girl. So some people really enjoy the drama and other people don't really care for it. But I personally am really excited to start reading this book. I am just still making my way through my very long TBR, so I'll get to it when I do. So the next two books that came to me damaged as well are part of the Dreamland Billionaire series. It is the second and third book. So each book basically follows a brother and they have to complete a certain task in order for them to get their share of their inheritance. It also talks about like how they end up finding love throughout their little journey. And I'm really excited to start this series as well. Some of my favorite booktubers absolutely love this series and it gives them all of the feels. So that is it for the first part of this video of all the books that came to me damaged and I have duplicates of. Now I'm going to be moving on to some of the books that just simply didn't work out for me, and I'll give you a little reasoning of why for each book. The first book is The Unhoneymooners, and this one is an enemies to lovers trope, and they're basically forced to go on vacation together. I ended up giving this book a 3 stars, so it was like an average book in my opinion. There were some parts that I really enjoyed and other parts that I didn't really care for. So that's why I gave it a 3 stars. And I feel like there will be people that will enjoy this book more than me, but I personally just didn't really care for the main guy character too much. I feel like he annoyed me sometimes and I was kind of just like, just stop talking. So that is one of the reasons why. But there are a lot of elements in this book that I still really enjoyed, and I love these two authors, Christina and Lauren, so I will still be supporting them, but this book just simply did not work out for me. The next book I have is A Flicker in the Dark, and for this one, I know a lot of people really enjoyed this book, and it is a thriller. But I personally feel like this book was very predictable, and The main character is like very unreliable in telling the story, so I feel like I didn't really enjoy it too much, and I kind of already guessed the plot twist of the book pretty early on, but I still kept reading it in hopes that something will shock me, but I basically like knew what was gonna happen, so that is why it just did not work out for me. Moving on, the next book I have is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I know a lot of people have like bashed Colleen Hoover, but I personally really enjoyed her books in the beginning of my reading journey because it is very easy to get into, and I have her to thank for getting back into reading after all of these years. And if it wasn't for me reading her books, then I wouldn't be where I am today in my reading journey. So I feel like it is a really good starter book, but now that I've discovered some of the genres that I enjoy more, I feel like I just kind of outgrew her writing style. Next book I have is The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell, and for this one, I tried getting into this book, but I ended up DNFing it because for some reason I just couldn't get into it. And I feel like life is too short to force yourself to read books that you're not really enjoying. Back then, I would always force myself to finish books, even though I didn't really care for it too much, just because I wanted to push through it. But now I feel like you shouldn't force yourself because you could put yourself in a reading slump, and you should just read books that you enjoy. There are too many books to force yourself to read something that you don't care about. The next book is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. And I just wanted to say that Ali Hazelwood is a great author, and I do love her other STEM romance books, but I feel like I just couldn't really get into this one as much as the other books. And I still absolutely love her work, and I feel like you should definitely read The Love Hypothesis. That is one of my favorite books from her. The last part of this video are some of the books that I bought a long time ago that I thought I'd read right away, but they have just been sitting on my shelf collecting dust, being unopened, and I feel like it is just time to let them go so I could have more space for books that I do want to buy. The first book I have is The Last Flight, and I actually only got this book for $1 at Booktok, and I was really intrigued by the summary. So if you guys like thrillers, I feel like this book could work out for you, but I just feel like I'm never gonna read it. Next up is The Wife Between Us. So for this one, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this as well, and it basically follows an ex-wife who is basically stalking her ex-husband's fiance, and just like in thriller books, you don't really know who you can trust and you don't know what to believe. Finally, the last book I have is In 5 Years. So this one, it follows a woman who basically plans her life to a T, and she knows what she wants and she has all of these goals for herself, but then one night she dreams about her life in 5 years, and it's very different from what she expected it to be, and she basically starts questioning herself and what her dreams are and what she really wants in life. And I feel like this could be a really eye-opening book, but I am just not gonna be reading it. That is all the books that I am gonna be unhauling today, and I just want to say again that this video is not meant to offend any authors who wrote these books or people that enjoyed them. I'm really happy if these books worked out for you, and for authors it takes so much time and effort to create these books, so kudos to them. And everyone has different book tastes, and what you like, other people might not like, and that is totally okay. Comment down below some of the books that you're unhauling. I'd love to read about it. Also, let me know what other book related videos you'd like to see on my channel. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!